the reading. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wisdom Circle. You have found your way here. And here is where we remember what the world has asked us to forget, that you are not lost, you are not broken, you are the light. And we get to come together, raise our frequencies, and I'm stronger so that we can walk out there into the world. And so we're super excited to be here this week, this big week coming up in energies. We're going to talk about it.
Yes.
Eh,
It's the beginning of the old to the new. We're at the tail end of the snake year. We got like less than a week left. And then walking into that firehorse energy, my friends. It's so good. I'm excited.
Yes, yes,
And
and
I
it's
think, yeah,
here.
and
Mm,
it's important to also take, and we were chatting just before we started, it's important to also take cognizance of the fact that there are going to be echoes that are still a little bit of pull through from the old, even from 2025 into 2026, whether we're talking snake energy into firehorse energy, there's still some of the echo there. They echoes. And for many, I mean, often for myself before, I used to think that I was regressing, and it's not. It's actually just the tail end of the energy that's presenting itself to be cleared. And
yeah,
so that's what you're experiencing. It's not about the fact that the work that you have done is undone or that you're regressing. It's really around the fact that this is just an old echo coming up to say hi. And it's just being presented for more integration. And in the integration is the release. And that's another thing that I've learned a lot about is the fact that when these energies come up, it's not about releasing and hoping they go. It doesn't work like that because it keeps coming back and it loops in again and again and again.
oh, come
What
on,
I've learned,
Angela. We want them to
yeah, no,
go.
it does. The way that it goes is when we integrate it, not when we reject it.
This is so true. This is one of the things I teach all the time. It's like we can't cut these pieces out of us. It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's the integration, it's accepting the understanding, the awareness, and then kind of like, okay, appreciate you being here, but this is I'm stepping into another version, and we're just gonna put you in the passenger seat, in the back seat, one or the other. You're not get rid of it, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
also, what I've also learned is that very often these things that come up are protection mechanisms.
mm-hmm.
Uh, they
100%.
they're ego defense mechanisms. So it's not about dismissing them or rejecting them because that just brings up more rejection and dismissal. It's around, you served me. Thank you for serving me. Thank you for protecting me from whatever it is. And I had a really interesting journaling session this morning on the energy of projection, me projecting onto others and others projecting onto me. And again, it's a defense mechanism. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not about rejecting it. It's about honoring it and thanking it for keeping us safe and protecting us from perceived or real harm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And the one thing, we're talking a lot in my groups about inner coherence, which is in itself mindfulness is what it is, but the inner
Integration.
coherence that we kind of break it down to your body being in the place of calm and peace and openness, your heart being open, heart coherence, and then all that mind stuff
Mhm.
being in alignment with your truth, with your higher self or infinite potential. And so any one of those can be moving in or out of coherence. And when they're in pure alignment that you are really magical.
Mhm.
And so think about what's throwing you out of coherence, which part, and it could be a combination of all three, but also this is a really, really great time to be looking back over your entire life and going, what's been my common theme that I've struggled with? What's that
Exactly.
core theme? We all have lessons in relationships, lessons in health, and then lessons in money and abundance. And so I feel that each of us has kind of that one area that is the mirror for us of showing
Yes.
us how we need to grow, where we need to grow, how we need to expand. So, like you said, Angela, it's not something we want to get rid of, although I would love to if I could. But it's the coming into coherence despite that showing up in your life and being able to coach yourself through it. Coach yourself through, you know, okay, here we go. There are
Mhm.
conditions showing me that I should be in fear right now, that I need to work harder, that I need to do something, that I need to say something that, you know, and the reality is like, no, like go within and really reflect on what that mirror is saying. And is it the truth?
One of the things too, it's like it's the that I just want to add in there. Sorry, Angela. It was like the expectations. Part of that's like the circumstances and what's going on, but it's also our own expectations or other people's expectations or what we think we should be doing. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that in
And
there.
comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Comparison.
had yeah, I coined a new phrase this week, or in fact, it was yesterday. You know how when we listen to music and there's a repetitive theme or phrase of music or words that keep going over and over and over in our head, and we call them earworms. Well, these thoughts that keep coming up, those tail end thoughts, I've now decided to call them brainworms. So when those
Brain worms.
brainworms, when those, when
Call
those
what?
brainworms
Oh, okay.
instead of
Thank you.
earworms. So when those brainworms start coming up again, it's, "Hi, we're gonna go put you in the ant farm, or we're gonna put you in the compost farm so you can actually now start making composting for all the good things that start manifesting." So again, we face so much rejection in so many spaces over so many years, and expectation or rejection and abandonment being placed on expectations. And those things keep looping and looping and looping until we can actually recognize them for what they are. And that was so freeing in the sense. And the other thing that for me has been so powerful is to step back and be the observer, not just to start questioning it, but to observe what's actually going on and what is being played out in front of me, both my own part in it, but also what's being played out in front of me around either old memories or people that are in my space currently, and purely stepping into that space of the observer, because that allows my nervous system to settle. It gives me the space in between a stimulus and a response, to really get back into the space of I can respond to life instead of reacting to life. And it's,
Mm.
you were talking as well, Janice, just before around breathwork. It's all of those things. It's being quiet, it's journaling. These are all the tools that help us bring ourselves back to where we are or where we're meant to be, and helps with the integration. And so it's been a very powerful week for me with all of those energies this week. Incredibly powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love all of that you said, like that the repetitive words coming up in your head. And it's so often we don't pay attention to that. And that's where the self-awareness comes in, right? That the present moment, being present in the moment, going, stopping and going, wait a minute, what is that? What is that repeating in my head? Because that's where we're manifesting from too. That's that subconscious mind that is the powerful manifester. So if we don't clean that up, we're gonna just keep repeating what we're going through. We're gonna just keep repeating what we manifest in our life. And it's okay to have those repetitive thoughts. It's like, but you're not gonna let them drive, right?
No.
You're gonna step in and go, okay, well, that's interesting, but that's not my truth anymore. And reframe it, even if it takes you a while to get there, because you might still, it might take you a while to go, well, I can say that, but I'm really still sitting in fear. But that's the work, right? She's
Yeah.
laughing.
But it's true though. And the other thing is like you said, we talked with my clients this week, we talked about the same thing. Is like, we also have this emotional response that tends to return, a pattern that tends to return. It's same thing. It's like, well, we don't need to let our emotions drive the car, like be in the driver's seat. We can literally just be in observation and allow the emotions to be over there. Not that we're trying to get rid of them and not that we want to be like cold and completely like disconnected, but it's like allowing that observation to be the like the first step and then go to our emotions and go, okay, what feels good for me? What serves me most in this space and this experience, right?
It was
Yes.
so interesting this week. I mean, and then I say, and I'm laughing because um, I'm in a very interesting space where there's not a lot of revenue coming in right now. And I say right now because I also have come to understand that those spaces where the revenue is not coming in are spaces for me to be either being or doing different things in preparation for things to come. So I have a client who she'd signed up for one of my workshops called Circle of Truth, and she was she was my guinea pig first, and but also she was proofreading and stuff like that. So I gave her the series for one payment. In the meantime, my back end had been deducting her PayPal account. So she got hold of me this week and she said, "This has still been going off." I'm going, I mean, first off, my first thing was mortified because the back end was wrong. So I apologized for that. And I then refunded her everything that was due back to her. So my PayPal account went from here to here. And I woke up yesterday morning feeling so vulnerable. And what also came up for me, and for many of you who work in this space as soulpreneurs or as spiritual entrepreneurs, one of the things that's been coming up for me recently, linking to finances, to money, to old energies of scarcity, is the fact that many of us sit in the space of being under resourced. We're not under earning, we're under resourced. And that
Mm,
under resourced for me, what it brought up was, um, like when you get carer fatigue.
hmm
What came up for me yesterday is that I have financial vulnerability. What did I say? Fatigue. I
Yeah.
have financial vulnerability fatigue. I
Ah,
have
I
held
like
this.
that.
Held this space, as many of us have, for over 23 years. I have resourced it. It hasn't resourced me yet. And the freedom in going, it's not about under earning, it's about being under resourced. And so the language starts to change. And it's a case of, okay, higher power, universe, spirit, God, whatever you want to call this power that's so much bigger than us. If this is the work you want me and us to do, we need to be resourced to do it without strain, without stress, without wondering where the next commission is going to come from, where the next workshop's going to come from, whether we're going to fill a workshop or not fill a workshop. It's time for us to be resourced in order to carry this message out into the world. And that's been the shift for me around I deserve, and it's not only that, I'm worthy and deserving of being resourced. And so that's been an interesting turn of phrase for me around it's not even about manifestation right now for me. It's
Mm.
about this is the message that I am sending back out into the morphogenic field that to do this work, we as soulpreneurs, spiritual entrepreneurs, need to be resourced. So,
Mhm.
and it's almost a demand as opposed to even a request.
It
So
is
Well,
a
that's,
demand.
I
Yeah.
yeah,
think
been
I
a,
think it's a huge thing in this space because, like you said, it's because well, a lot of the time it's like we still have resistance around, well, if you're spiritual or if you're do whatever, then we shouldn't earn or you shouldn't whatever. But it's like, no, I'm literally reading You Too Can Be Prosperous with Robert Russell right now for like the fifth time or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like it is of our inheritance. We all inherently have that ability to receive all. And it never said we needed to be humble or like give up all of our things in order to be spiritual. That is not what is ever said in the, if you get in the religious Bible and stuff like that. But it's just, we don't take up space. And it's the, that well I need to give and be of service, and like you said, it's like no, it's switching that framework from I'm giving of service and giving of myself to no, there's abundance all around us, and owning that space as opposed to just and that just getting by.
and hello, the martyr, that comes with
Exactly.
the whole martyr archetype kicks in beautifully.
Hmm.
And it's also becomes false humility and not humility at all.
Exactly.
Um, and it's so it starts to deviate back into the negative messages and the negative subconscious patterning, which then it goes and it just circles and cycles and cycles until such times no more. Stop. Here's the stop sign. It's not happening anymore.
And
Oh my
it's
Um,
God.
funny that
You
we
know
think
what?
doctors can get paid, but Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm just like, I'm feeling my frequency rising as we're talking. And I'm so grateful because, yeah, I hear you, Angela. I just finished a program on yesterday, and I said to them, normally I would have the next step, which is part two of this program. But I said, I'm being guided to just sit for a minute and I'm going away next week, which reminds me I won't be here on Friday. We have a little family gathering or vacation down in Phoenix, and so I'll be down there. And so the whole message and the card pull, I pulled a card, and it was like retreat and recharge, and I'm like, but
Of course.
universe, I have no income here, like, but and so this morning, I kind of woke up with that whole story, the guilt, the shame, oh, I did this wrong or I did that wrong. And we're moving now into that, no, I get to be resourced, whether I am
Yes.
working or resting. And so you're helping me shift into that. And I'm so grateful because
Well,
I know this, but the energy here together is powerful. And yeah, I'm feeling kind of that it's a declaration to the universe, like, "Okay, enough's enough," right?
yep,
Mhm.
Let's
yep.
go. Let's bring
So
that in.
see,
And
and
I have tons of evergreen programs that could be
Exactly.
selling, right?
And
There's
the other thing too
lots
is
of ways.
like
Lots
there
of
is
ways.
collectively, again, there's this shift that's going on energetically. And we know like the fire horse here, I feel like is going to make a shift anyway. But it's the more we, like you said, declare it, the more we ask for it, the more we step into it, the more we take up space, the more we're volume, not loud about it, but just speaking our truth in and standing in it versus like, I'm gonna just do this and it's light and flowy and it's woo woo and it's no, it's not. And the more we stand in it and own it, and it's like I see the percentage of people that have financial wealth, and we all see that collectively that there's this percentage of people that have financial wealth, and it's not specifically about being overly luxuriously wealthy. It's like you said, it's being properly resourced in order to create service and be of service, not in a of giving of myself, but yes, but being of service, of truly sharing gift and being of that.
Yes.
we can't give from an empty cup, whether
No.
that's our energy, our time, whether it is being under-resourced, anything.
Ooh, I have
We
a
c
thing to say.
we well, something else I wanted to say to you as well
Go
is the
ahead.
other thing that comes up as well around projection is that there's been so much negative projection over centuries around people who work in spiritual spaces, particularly women, particularly going back into, if we look at the history of how the feminine energy has been suppressed and subdued for centuries, even from the beginning of time. And so we're still also dealing with not only our own subconscious, we're also dealing with the collective
Generational.
subconscious, which is also pointing to the fact that if you're spiritual, these are, you whack, you woo, you all the rest of that stuff. And it feeds in on that fact that, we shouldn't be earning money. We should be doing this as selfless servants, walking around like the Buddhist monks with with bowls for arms. Though, and I don't mean any disrespect to any Buddhist
Mm-mm.
monks, please, but it's that whole the deservability. It's not just within ourselves, it's also the fact that we are educating and teaching people in the bigger collective that in as much as anybody, like you said, Alana, doctors, they get paid. Some of the work that we do, it's not replacing the medical profession, but it's having as much of an impact on people as well.
Yeah.
And so why shouldn't we be paid for our learning, for our expertise, for the wisdom that we've gathered? Why not? And the only why not is because we're not standing in the truth of making sure that we're claiming our
Yeah.
value. And it's all about the value that we are. It's about owning that value and
Yeah.
owning our voice in owning the value.
Totally. It's funny that you say like the giving of the cup, and I've been talking about this for like the last 2 weeks with my community. It's like, we tend to like give from the cup and we're giving from the cup and we're giving from we're all, like you said, we're supposed to give from the overflow. But the funny thing is like we're not even supposed to be like, and then we're like, we give from a half full cup, and then we get to the end of the cup. And we're like, oh, we need to fill our cup. And then we do like self care to like fill our cup. But this is the thing is like when we truly own our authenticity, we connect with our higher source, power, whatever, like all of this stuff that we're talking about. We're not supposed to even fill our cup. We're supposed to allow our cup to be full through joy, through expression, through what we connect with, through God, source, universe, whatever. It's supposed to be like it is given in it that's the problem that we're in is like we feel like we need to fill the cup. No. And first of all, the other part of that I came through to this week was like there's no cup. There's no limit to
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Like the cup is limiting. But no, we have this abundance and filling all around us. And that hit me this week and I was like, "Dang, mind blown. There's no cup."
I love
Mic
that.
mic drop moment.
Yeah.
Um,
I love it. There
there
is
was
no
something
cup.
else that you were saying that something that you said, it's gonna have to come back. You were talking about no, it'll come back. It always does. It'll
Like
come back.
giving from the empty cup and then like there
Ah,
we're trying to refill the cup and there is
yes.
no cup.
It's about this is actually a very interesting conversation to be having. Before we got on to now, I'm going, I wonder what we're gonna be talking about. I wonder if I'm gonna have anything to
We're
actually
always
say.
curious as to what's gonna happen today.
Right?
It's about the fact that it is all about truth. It is about owning that truth. It is about understanding the value that we offer to the world. It is, oh, that's what I wanted to say. It's about the law of circulation. And
Mhm.
when we're not in that law of circulation of receiving and giving, and you can't give before you've received. Sorry, it's not about give and you shall receive. Wrong. Receive and you shall give, because you
Yes.
can't give if you haven't received anything. But it's about the flow and the circulation of whether it's time, whether it's energy, whether it's relationships, whether it's money. It's about allowing the circulation to take place. So, kind of coming back to my story about having to now refund all this money, I'm going, not sure how I'm going to get through the rest of the month. So I have some. I mean, and it sounds like we all on the board, on the bread line, but it's not that, because I know that my higher power will provide whatever my needs are right now,
Mhm.
and I have faith and trust in that. And so it's also about putting our hand up and asking for help. And it's not a case of poor me, help me. It's a case of there are people in our lives, and certainly I have a couple of them who have stepped up, who have said, because of the work that you're doing, if you get into a situation where you're stuck, pick up the phone and tell me.
Yeah.
And
That's
of course,
receivership though.
yeah, but of course, I mean, the brainworm goes into you're 65 years old and you still are not even seeing through the month. You don't have any retirement fund. No, no, no. Yeah, I mean, not only earworms, but brainworms going on and on. And I was journaling yesterday and I'm going, hell no. These people, no, they have a contract with me to support me in getting the work out. That's why they've
Yeah.
stood up and offered. So what am I doing? Turning the tap off because of I mean, you were saying, Janice, shame, guilt, feeling vulnerable. I'm turning the tap off. What? That's where the flow is coming from. So
Mhm.
if that's where the universe is directing the flow for me to receive,
Yes.
my action is to pick up the phone and say, hi, this is what's been going on. Here's the update. You've mentioned to me that you'll be really annoyed with me if I don't phone you when there's food that needs to be brought in. Thank you very much. I'm giving you a call. I'm reaching my hand out. That's on me. If I don't do that, I'm still also blocking the flow,
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
because it comes in so many different forms. We restrict ourselves thinking that flow is only about money coming into our bank account. No, it's not.
Mhm.
And it just broadens it opens up our whole vista in terms of what does receivership mean?
I
And
love
it's
this
so much
conversation.
broader than what we think it is. So yeah,
100%.
so funny that I was thinking, what the heck are we going to talk about tonight? And is it,
I love this conversation because it so much is like I love the you have to receive before you can give because like I said, we feel like we have to give and we're giving from this half empty cup and there is no cup, but it's just like the receivership is literally allowing God's love, source, creation into us, like gratitude and feeling abundant and all of these things. Because abundance isn't just, like you said, it's not just about money. Abundance is everything.
Yeah.
Everything around us is abundance. And but we're so limited in our brain thinking that it's money, that it's this material thing that I need, even food. Like it is literally everything around us.
Mhm.
And that's
There's a
like the
thing.
open to receive, but you were
The thing,
limiting it.
the thing for me about the cup is that I am a cup, as
Yes, we are the vessel.
in the sense that if I am not being taken care of and the resources I am being depleted, because also linked to so-called, and I say so-called lack because I'm learning that it's not lack, it's a space in between. It We go into vigilance, we go into armoring up, we go into all these defensive strategies,
Yeah.
coping strategies that have been there that cost us. And when I say, giving from an empty cup, my energy levels drop to the point that I've got no energy left to offer.
Yeah.
And that for me is more significant about my cup being filled, as in me being filled,
Hmm.
gives me the energy to be able to be of service. And if I'm continually in flight, fight, freeze, fawn mode with my somatic system up and my nervous system armored up, how can I be open to receive when I'm in that state of heightened vigilance?
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
I want to expand this thought of the cup and us being the cup. This just hit me as I'm like sitting here because I literally just like it was like the matrix of like, okay, first of all, we are the physical, the vessel. Like it's not about a cup. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a vessel and we're the vessel. But it's like you said, I am. And that's one of the statements that we all struggle with is like, I am worthy. I am enough. I am. We are the cup, right? But it's literally, it's still a limitation when it's just us. And so we're creating a barrier, a limitation to the fact that there's only so much of us because we're thinking the physical body, at least I am when I think about it. But when you close your eyes and think about all of existence, everything, it's literally like the matrix when you open it up is that no, there's nothing between. Everything around us is abundance. Everything around us is source. And we just open up, like, go from like a physical container to like literally I see the matrix of like everything is the numbers. Like it's just everything all connected. It's all the same thing. And when we connect with that, there is no need to fill or drain. And that's what I mean. It's like we at every moment, we're always connected and we are not in receivership of that idea.
Mm.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I
No,
agree
no,
with
no.
you. What no,
So
and
good.
what I'm saying though is it's a process to get there because there are
Yes.
so many
100%.
people who work in this space who are depleted. I
Mhm.
mean, go back to COVID, and how many people are still carrying that that revolting energy, that depletion, that whole sense of. I mean, look at what's happened with our teenagers, our children, armoring up all the time because that's what we've been taught to do is to armor up.
Mhm.
And so it's a process to get to the point where I'm not separate from anything
Yeah.
because it's a
Oh my gosh.
separation. It's the separation. I still use the metaphor of the chalice as in the feminine energy of the chalice.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it is the chalice because the male energy is the crucible, but it's still that holding energy. It's just a metaphor. It's not an energetic block.
Mm.
But there are many, many, many people who are working in the space that we work in who are still progressing through the fact that, I mean, I can tell you, I am wiped out. I am so tired from all of this processing that's been going on. And it's 23 years worth of, in fact, probably longer, almost sometimes to childhood, of stuff that I'm releasing. And it's very tiring, as anybody will attest to. And it's a case of, it's not that I don't believe that the world is abundant. It's that I am removing my own blocks to
Mhm.
being in
Oh my
flow.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and as light workers, I feel like it's kind of like, trees. Trees circulate oxygen so that we can create more oxygen. Light workers circulate the dark and create more light. And that's why there needs to be more of us so then we're not so heavy.
Yes. Yes. And right now we need our light workers stepping up.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yes. Big time. This is not the time to get overwhelmed and hide. This is a time for you to recognize that you're perfect exactly the way you are,
Mhm.
and your light is needed. And it's okay if you have to retreat and recover a little bit and just come
Yes.
back into your alignment and your strength, and then come back out and shine your light as bright as you can, get louder, get clearer, and I know that's not always easy. And what I have found is I have to retreat more often than I ever have before.
Yep,
And
yep.
it's not my age. So don't think it's your age. And don't think it's your energy level. It is what is going on around us is
Mhm.
huge. And so you're normal. It's okay. Just go retreat and recharge as I'm going to do next week. But I mean, even through the days, like I really need my practices throughout the day, 3 times a day, coming back into my center, into my alignment. And then I can come back out and shine light and be the strength and remind other people that this is an illusion around us
Mhm.
and it's okay. It's going to be okay.
And in fact, I think for me, what I've learned as well is that this kind of self care that you're talking about, that is part of the retreat energy, has become mandatory for me. It's a not
Mhm.
negotiable.
Mhm.
And when I start feeling that my energy levels are starting to drop, hold on, stop the bus. 2, 3 days, I'm out of commission.
Yes.
Um, and that's again the circulation of the energy in and to and through us, because if we don't do that, that's when we run the risk of depletion and burnout.
Yep.
Uh,
Well,
and then we're not good to anybody, least of all ourselves.
and what I've come back to over and over again is my human design. Like I'm a manifester. I go create really hard and fast and excited, and then I need to pull back for a
Yep.
while and just energize and it just that's where the intuitive hits come in, is when I'm in my quiet place. And painting is that for me. I get to come back and paint, and I get to be in my space, and then all of a sudden things start coming through again, just like it is for you, Alana, right now. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting hit after hit after hit, and I just want to come out and share it, and in the way that I, in my gifts and abilities, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, and if you're wondering about human design, I would totally go online, put your info in, it's free. Get your info or get your human design, because what it does is it validates who
Yes.
you are for you. It doesn't predict anything. It just helps you go, oh, that's why I react that way. Oh, I get it. Oh, that's my strength. I knew that, but now it's almost like permission to be me
Mhm.
is what
Right?
I
It
found.
does.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yes. Yes, instead of push, 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 make yourself like somebody else. Don't do that. That's not that's not your design.
No.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
so good.
it is so good. And that receiving energy and there is no cup. I love that because I've always visualized, the energy pouring in into my body, filling me up, absorbing, like saturating every part of me. And then once it's done that, then out through my heart, it just naturally flows out to the world. But what I have always felt is that when that comes out of my heart, it automatically creates more of I don't know what it is, a gravitational flow or
The
whatever.
vacuum, right?
A
Thank you.
vacuum. Thank you. That's it. Yeah. I knew you guys would find the word. So it creates that vacuum, and visualizing that flow in being bigger
Mhm.
flow out, right? So it
Yep.
never depletes. The more you flow out and give and shine that light out, the more flows in, which is why we get energized when we are living in our authentic selves, when we are giving through our gifts, when we are, energized because, oh my gosh, this is who I am, then yeah. So
The
every
interesting thing that's coming
visualization
up
helps.
the
Yeah.
thing that's coming up for me as you're talking, and I mean, I'm gonna come back to the cup again, but there's that other verse, the biblical verse that my cup runneth over.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's where it's
And
supposed to come from.
yeah, whatever
Overflow.
that yeah, whatever it is, it runneth over and over and over and over. And if we're not in that law of circulation, it can't do that. It just cannot. And that's a
Yeah.
natural law. So, and the thing that really strikes me is that none of this we none of this is taught to us as children.
No!
None of
Not
it.
at all.
Right?
And so and it's nobody's fault because our parents weren't taught that, and their parents
No.
before them weren't taught that. And if they were, at some point it was squashed because it challenged the order of the day. And
Mhm.
so we start talking about things like natural law and gifts from spirit that are not taught. I was having a whole dialogue this morning around in my own head around neurodivergent children and how many of them are these silent observers and silent witnesses. And what do? We label them, we medicate them,
Yeah.
we try and fit them into our mold of the world, where many of them, if we just had to sit and watch some of these children, we could learn so much from them about what it means to be in the observer state. And
100.
so, I mean, it blows my mind. And so
Mm.
part of what we do as light workers, I even had a whole series of children's books that came up in my head this morning that can be
Nice.
read as story time to children, and in so doing, also educating the parents in terms of how to be in that space as well. So I don't
Y
know where that's going to go, but that came out this morning.
I
So
wanna Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, go.
I just wanna go back to, Alana, what you said about the matrix, like, realizing there is no cup. Um, mm, and that is a beautiful like, when you feel that, when you really feel that, that's that moment of expansion, and I've touched into that, I remember one specific time, when I was just sitting on my sofa reading, spiritual work, and all of a sudden, it was like I shifted into that, and I completely felt that expansion, that beautiful flow of energy that comes in and is so powerful, so magnificent, so abundant that the idea of even, oh, I won the lottery seems minimal
Yeah. Yeah.
compared to this, and that we have access to this
Mhm.
anywhere in the world. You don't have to go to the bank machine to pull money out. We have access to this in every moment, in every place, wherever we are. And that, when you tap into that, even for a brief moment, it's life changing.
Yeah.
And that has happened to me a couple times, and even actually this morning, sitting in my meditation, I went into that expansion, and it was beautiful and powerful, and yeah, so to me, I really feel that we get there through meditation.
Yeah.
I strongly believe in meditation, and even for people that say they can't meditate, it's like, yes, you can. You can. It takes some practice, and you can start with walking meditations and painting meditations and things like
And
that.
breath work.
And
Like you
breath
said,
work,
breath work is
yes.
I
And
keep
it's
wanting to come
funny
back to
because
go ahead.
sorry, just that this is my 3rd morning of doing breath work first, and I shifted into that this morning. So I'm like, "I'm hooked." Right?
Yeah.
Give me the breath work.
Well,
Do
and
more of
this is
it.
like we're talking about the receiving and like it needs to come and go and it needs to be in flow. And it's breath. It's literally breath. It's like it needs to we can't do one without the other. We can't give and receive or receive and give. Like we can't do one without the other.
Yes.
Literally as much as you can't hold your breath. Like
You
that's
know,
how strongly it is.
when we talk about breath and breath work, I think one of the things that I've also learned recently is just how important the exhale is. Yes, the inhale is important, otherwise we stop breathing. But the exhale is where the release comes in, where we let all that we've been holding in our bodies out is through the exhale. And then, of course,
Ah,
there's
yeah.
beautiful spaces in between the breaths in between both the in breath and the out breath. But
Mhm.
it blew my mind in terms of how significant the exhale is. Everybody's always focusing on the inhale and then forgetting about the exhale is the release. And it was so,
Mhm.
but what I also wanted to say about meditation, because very often it's mystified, and it's actually not. Meditation is
Mhm.
about being present.
Yeah.
It's about
Mhm.
standing in front of this kitchen sink, washing dishes, being mindful, washing the dishes. That can be a
Mhm.
meditative practice. The
Mhm.
walking meditations that you talk about, Janice. While you're painting, I'm sure absolutely. When I'm writing, I'm in a meditative flow.
Yep.
Um, you do both writing and painting. I've still got to kind of get past drawing stick figures. Um, but it's all of the when we're completely present, we're actually meditating.
Yep.
Mhm. Yes. And it was so beautiful as we're talking about that mindfulness to watch the the monks for walk for peace and the speech that he gave at the Capitol. It was just absolutely my heart was swelling up to see that many people participating with him in his speech. It's like shows that we do all want peace. We just haven't been taught, like you said, how to get there. Mhm. Mhm.
I miss
We're
that.
so needed. Spiritual
Yeah,
workers are so needed right now.
We need an army. We're creating an army.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what I mean. The more that needs to, like, if you feel it, you feel the call, there's a reason. And it's like,
Mhm.
well, we all need to retreat. Like we talked about the retreat earlier and the being able to take time. Okay. So it's like, came up, we were talking about the trees and it's like, we need more light workers. Exactly. We need to plant more trees so that we can take the time to retreat or take the moment to pause, take the time to decompress. Like, but we need more of us. So the more, if anybody's feeling that way, feel free to reach out. That's exactly what we're creating with Spirituality Amplified is an army.
Yes. Yeah.
Not an army.
Yeah. No, same
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Soulfully aligned. That's what we do.
Yep. Exactly.
It's soul led.
Yep.
and
Mindful. Yeah.
in this being in community like this,
Yes.
Mhm.
we hold space for one another. Um, and so yeah, the circle of truth, same thing. It's about being in community with
Yeah.
people who, instead of feeling like we're always on the outside looking in. I love this, my inner child. I don't know if I've ever shared this, my inner child, because I always used to think I was on the outside looking in, and everybody else was having the best of times, and I was on the outside. And it almost had that kind of energy of the little orphan girl from Poor Little Rich
Mm.
Girl. What's that? Little matchstick girl, that girl, that fairy tale. And all of a sudden, the one day, it was a few years ago. Um, I felt this tap on my shoulder, and as I turned it, kind of almost physically turned around, there was my inner child going, "Stop looking at that window and come and play in the garden with all of us because we're having a whole lot more fun." And
Hmm.
that's the invitation, is to come and play with us
Yeah.
because we're having a whole lot more fun.
So lovely. Oh, and as these energies rise around us, become more tense and um, more dramatic and in your face, it's telling us to go within. Keep going within. Turn it off. Go
Mhm.
within. Breathe. Find your space of peace because that's where your truth lives. That's where the truth lives. And when you come into that center of your heart and into your truth, um, like you'll see it. You'll see how the stuff around us is an illusion. Yeah.
I had the most amazing workshop on this is second week. This last Monday, the third week coming up this coming Monday. And just watching what these women are doing after a complete almost rewrite of alchemy of purpose and working with sacred geometry to create a seed of life. The work that these women are doing is just jaw dropping. And
Mhm.
so everything that we're doing is about planting seeds. And we plant seeds from the truth of who we are. And this is what it's not just the what's my why. This is what is my soul here to do? What am I here to do as a soul? What am I here to be as a soul? Not even do as a soul. What am I here to be? and how can I serve the greater good? And again, it comes from the circulation of receiving and serving and receiving and serving. And the thing that we battle with, particularly women, is serving ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's where that starts the whole cycle of reciprocity, is when we place enough value on ourselves to receive.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's been it's been a
Yeah.
while, but it's been a lot of fun. And yeah, it's not always comfortable as we're going through all of this. It's not always comfortable.
No, and you don't have to be perfect, right?
And
And you're
you don't
not
have to be
doing it
alone
alone.
either. Yeah.
Alone, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
That's what this is about. So,
And this is
y
one of my gratitudes to all three of us, to Alana, to Janice, to Pamela, who's not with us today, and to
yeah,
myself, that the fact that we show up, and we can have these really rich, deep, meaningful conversations. It's amazing.
and we hope that it ripples out to all of you who watch this too, to revive you, re-energize you, reconnect you, knowing that you're not alone. And, yeah. So,
Yeah.
before we finish up today, do you guys wanna share anything about what you're doing? So, Alana?
So Spirituality Amplified, we're in the process of launching an in-person location. We've narrowing down some locations, but within the next week or two, we're going to be launching, doing a soft launch of the virtual and opportunity. So again, if you're feeling like you want to express your what you do or step into what you do as a spiritual entrepreneur, we're going to have a directory that's going to be launching next week. So
Yeah.
amazing
Won-
opportunity. Very excited.
Wonderful. And so what am I up to next this coming week? I'll be doing the third week of Alchemy of Purpose with the first group that's going through the revised version. And then I'll be doing another series in March. It's mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing, blows my mind. And then part of what I'm going to be doing in March is developing the facilitator process that goes with it, so that we can develop some more facilitators that can actually take that message out into the world. And then the other stuff that's going on is building a lot of kind of the lattice, and it's kind of quite interesting. The lattice, the mycelial structuring that sits in creating a morphogenic field, which is, it's quite an interesting journey. I don't even know if I know what I'm talking about half the time, but it doesn't matter. Soul does and spirit does. So
Right. It's so true. We channel it through. That's how my programs come through too. It's like I'm directed by the universe to bring through whatever is needed in the moment, which is kind of why I was like, okay, what am I doing next? I don't know. I've got to go and allow that to come through. I feel like
Mhm.
there's a shift, but it will have everything to do with the art of living in inner coherence, soulfully aligned inner coherence or mindfulness, whatever you want to call it. But I do have my evergreen programs out there that, your intuitive painting journey, soulfully aligned intuitive painting journey. And the first 5 sessions of inner coherence is going to be launching very soon as a recording. The Sanctuary is my meditation app, which will bring you into that peace and alignment at any moment of the day. There's over 40 meditations in that program. So, yeah, it's always something. So,
Mhm.
you need more soul in your life. You need more alignment. We are your girls.
Mhm.
Yes, that's what we do. Spiritual empowerment, spiritual mentors. So happy you all joined us here today. And as this circle closes, I want you to think about it like a beautiful orb of light that hangs here and is here for you to enter into at any time. It's not a closing. This is here for you. And we would love for you to share with us your thoughts, share this with other people because it is free and it is a way for them to come into their alignment, their beautiful heart coherence. And you are the light and you are the way just by those small acts. And we will see you again next week. Looking forward to seeing you all. And I'll be back in 2 weeks.
So
Enjoy and
excited.
have a
Thank you
wonderful,
all.
yeah, and have a
Yeah.
wonderful time with your family, Janice. We'll miss you next week. And
Thank
bless
you.
namaste from this. Yeah, where are we? What time? 8 o'clock at night in Johannesburg. Perfect.
Have a beautiful day, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye.